Imagine waking up tomorrow to find that a neighbor you've flown circles around for decades just turned invisible. Seriously, completely off the grid. No radar return, no heat signature, no warning. Just a fifth-generation ghost that can see you, shoot you, and vanish before your counter-low observable algorithms even boot up. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Well, that unsettling scenario is becoming a stark reality in South Asia. While Islamabad might have played coy with official announcements for a while, the whispers have gotten louder, more credible, and now frankly undeniable. Satellite pictures don't lie, budget lines don't lie, and we're seeing concrete evidence. The first Chinese J-35 destined for Pakistan is already wearing those distinctive low-visibility Pakistan Air Force roundels, right there on the factory floor. We're talking about 40 of these cutting-edge machines, with initial deliveries expected as early as August 2025, alongside a significant homegrown stealth program quietly taking shape in the shadows of the Hindu Kush. If you think this is just another routine arms purchase, you need to think again. Pakistan isn't merely acquiring new toys, it's meticulously rewiring every circuit of South Asian air power, fundamentally altering the strategic equation. Why the panic button got pressed. For a good 20 years, the Pakistan Air Force, or PAF, largely operated on a diet of stopgaps and clever improvisations. We're talking about venerable 1980s F-16s, Chinese-origin J-7s, and the JF-17 it co-built with Chengdu. Now don't get us wrong, these were good jets for their time, and the PAF pilots are among the best in the world, squeezing every ounce of performance out of them. But here's the thing, time, especially in military aviation, is relentlessly cruel. What was adequate yesterday simply isn't enough for the threats of today, let alone tomorrow. Across the border, India hasn't been sitting idle. They've integrated 36 Dassault Rafales, armed with the formidable Meteor Beyond Visual Range air-to-air missiles, into their fleet. The Meteor's no-escape zone is legendary, making it a serious game-changer. Plus, India has a massive fleet of 272 Su-30 MKIs, which are currently undergoing extensive Super-30 upgrades to keep them relevant. And let's not forget, they're flight testing their own Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA, stealth fighter, though it's still largely a prototype on paper. Meanwhile, back in Pakistan, the PAF was facing some tough realities. Its combat squadrons had shrunk from 29 to a concerning 22. Availability rates for its existing fleet dipped below 65%, meaning a significant portion of its aircraft weren't ready to fly at any given moment. And the average fighter airframe? It had crossed the 30-year mark, pushing the limits of its operational life. In a straight numbers game, Pakistan found itself 2 full squadrons short of being able to adequately defend its own airspace, while simultaneously supporting crucial army operations. That kind of deficit isn't just a numerical disadvantage. It's what military planners grimly refer to as a deterrence vacuum. And as we all know, nature, especially strategic nature, absolutely abhors a vacuum. That's why the panic button was pressed, the two-track revolution. So, what's a nation to do when faced with such a daunting strategic imbalance? Pakistan's answer is a meticulously planned 2-pronged revolution. Track 1 is the headline-grabbing, jaw-dropping stuff, stealth. It's about acquiring those cutting-edge, virtually invisible platforms that redefine air combat. But Track 2 is just as critical, though less glamorous. It's the pocketbook strategy, squeezing every last drop of performance, every remaining calorie out of the existing fleet. The idea is to ensure that when the new predator arrives, it has a capable, modernized pack to hunt with. Islamabad isn't pursuing these tracks sequentially. They're running them in parallel, full throttle. Why? Because history offers a brutal lesson from conflicts like Desert Storm. When a 4th-generation Air Force tries to go toe-to-toe with a 5th-generation one, the outcome isn't a fair fight. It's a massacre. The older force doesn't just lose. It often ends up as a museum exhibit. Pakistan, quite understandably, has absolutely no intention of becoming a museum piece in the annals of air warfare. They're determined to evolve, adapt, and leapfrog into the future. The fundamental advantages of 5th-generation fighters, their stealth, their integrated sensor fusion capabilities, their network centricity, create a mismatch that older jets, no matter how skillfully flown, simply can't overcome in a direct duel. It's about seeing without being seen, striking without being struck, and dominating the information space long before the merge. Track 1, the Ghost Bird. Let's talk about Track 1, the star of the show, the J-35. This export variant, sometimes still referred to as the FC-31 in open literature, was initially believed to be strictly for Chinese squadrons. But then Beijing, ever the astute strategic player, had an epiphany. They realized that a loyal customer like Pakistan, sharing a 2,200-kilometer contested border with a common rival, India, offered the fastest, most efficient way to amortize those massive development costs. It wasn't just about a sale. It was about validating their aerospace industry on the global stage. And now the deal is confirmed. Pakistan has officially announced the acquisition of up to 40 Chinese J-35A fifth-generation stealth fighter jets, marking it as the first international operator of China's newest stealth aircraft. We're talking about initial aircraft deliveries starting as early as August 2025, with Pakistani pilots already undergoing intensive training in China. These aren't just advanced jets. They're game changers. The J-35A, developed by Shenyang Aircraft Corporation, boasts cutting-edge, low-observable stealth features, sophisticated sensors, and true multi-role combat capabilities. Its design reduces its radar cross-section, RCS, to something smaller than a human palm, with some analysts suggesting it's comparable to a golf ball, putting it in the same league as the F-35. This incredible stealth allows it to remain undetected until it's dangerously close to its target, fundamentally reshaping air power dynamics. The J-35A is designed to operate undetected by enemy radar systems. Imagine that. A fighter jet that can penetrate advanced air defense systems and strike before the enemy even knows it's there. It's equipped with internal weapons bays that can carry advanced PL-15E missiles, which have an impressive 200-kilometer reach. Powering this stealth marvel are twin RD-93MA derivative engines, each putting out around 19,000 pounds of thrust, giving it the agility and speed it needs. Its nose aperture is large enough to house an active electronically scanned array, AESA radar packing, almost 1/800 transmit-receive modules. Translation: it sees first, shoots first, and if your adversary hasn't significantly upgraded their counter-stealth radar since, say, 2015, they simply won't know the J-35 is there until a missile goes active inside 20 kilometers. This combination of stealth, advanced radar, and long-range missiles means the J-35 series isn't just about air superiority. It's about precision strike across all domains. These 40 aircraft, likely split into 2 wings, each with 20 primary authorized aircraft plus attrition floats, give the PAF a stealth component roughly comparable to the number of F-22s the USAF keeps on alert in the Pacific. It's a clear signal. Pakistan is ready to compete in the 5th-generation arena. Track 2. The workhorses get scalpel treatment. While the J-35 grabs headlines, Pakistan is also meticulously upgrading its existing fleet, transforming its workhorses into highly capable 4.5-generation contenders. This is Track 2, and it's just as vital. Let's start with the JF-17 Thunder, the backbone of the PAF. The Block 3 variant is already a formidable machine. It flies with the KLJ-7A ESA radar, giving it advanced electronic scanning capabilities akin to late-model F-16Vs. This radar can track up to 15 targets simultaneously and engage 4 at once, significantly enhancing its situational awareness and combat effectiveness. Add a helmet-mounted cueing sight, an RD-93MA engine that spools up 10% faster, and a triple redundant fly-by-wire system. And you've got a jet with enhanced maneuverability, extended operational range, and state-of-the-art combat capabilities. PF officials proudly classify it as a plus 4th-generation fighter, built for the cost of a 3rd-generation one. But they're not stopping there. The next step, often dubbed PFX or Block 4, promises even more. This upgrade includes an indigenous infrared search and track, IRST pod tucked neatly under the chin, twin wingtip ECM, electronic countermeasures, transmitters for enhanced self-protection, and a new carbon fiber dorsal spine. This spine isn't just for looks. It cleverly hides an extra 350 liters of fuel, extending its endurance, plus side-looking electronic support measure antennas for passive threat detection. In short, the little jet that could just learn to foxtrot with the big boys, demonstrating remarkable agility and sophistication. Then there are the F-16s. For years, critics chanted the "they'll never get spares again" mantra, suggesting Pakistan's F-16 fleet was doomed. Well, those chants have gone quiet. Washington recently approved a significant $41.7 million contract modification for AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles for Pakistan, with work expected to be completed by May 2030. This deal is a clear signal of renewed engagement between the U.S. and Pakistan and ensures the F-16s remain a potent force. The AMRAAMs are exclusively compatible with the F-16 fleet and were reportedly used with devastating effect in 2019. Beyond missiles, Turkey is also quietly shipping SLAM-ER equivalent cruise missile kits under a third-country contract, bolstering their standoff strike capabilities. The ongoing midlife update to Block 52 Plus standard is adding AN/APG-83, SABR radars, Link 16 data links for seamless battlefield communication, and JHMCS-2 helmets for enhanced pilot situational awareness. The net result? 85 upgraded Vipers that can soldier on effectively until at least 2035, slinging AIM-120 D3 missiles with an impressive 160 km no-escape zone. These aren't just old jets, they're revitalized, highly capable combat aircraft ready for modern warfare. Missiles matter more than metal. Here's a crucial truth in modern air combat. Stealth without standoff reach is just a magic trick, a parlor stunt. It's the combination of invisibility and the ability to strike from afar that truly makes a difference. And Pakistan understands this deeply. The PAF is building an impressive beyond visual range air-to-air missile, BVRAM, inventory, reportedly stacking up around 1,000 PL-15Es for its JF-17s and incoming J-35s, alongside 600 AIM-120D3s for its F-16s. That's roughly 1.5 missiles per Indian fast jet, assuming perfect radar cueing, a significant deterrent. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about the network. Crucially, Pakistan is integrating the PL-15E's advanced two-way data link into its ground-based sky surveillance radars. What does this mean? It means even if the launch aircraft has to turn away or goes cold after firing, the missile keeps flying, receiving vital trajectory updates and target information from third-party sources like ground radars or AEW&C aircraft. This transforms missile engagement from a simple fire and forget to a sophisticated real-time distributed kill web. It's not about a single shooter. It's about a coordinated system where multiple sensors and platforms contribute to guiding a missile to its target, drastically increasing kill probability and making it incredibly difficult for the adversary to evade. This networked approach maximizes the effectiveness of every missile, turning each shot into a much more potent threat. The homegrown ace, Project ASM. While governments might enjoy foreign shopping sprees, every self-respecting air staff truly cherishes sovereignty. That's where Project ASM comes in. Pakistan's ambitious, long-term endeavor to build a fifth-generation platform entirely within its own borders. It's more than just a fighter jet. It's a strategic imperative to reduce external dependence and cultivate a robust, indigenous aerospace industry. The timeline for Project ASM is certainly ambitious. A prototype rollout by 2027, first flight in 2028, and an initial squadron operational by 2032. This might sound optimistic, but consider this. The same dedicated engineers and scientists at the Pakistan Aeronautical Complex, PAC, and the Aviation Design Institute, AVDI, have already proven their mettle by developing the nuclear-capable ROD-2 cruise missile and the Nasr tactical rocket. That kind of complex weapons development provides a solid foundation for a next-generation fighter. The ASM jet is envisioned as a twin-engine, mid-thrust platform featuring serpentine inlets for reduced radar signature and an internal weapons bay specifically sized to carry advanced, potentially hypersonic standoff missiles. It's designed to provide superior situational awareness, evade enemy radar, and engage targets from longer ranges. A budget line item released last year allocated $1.2 billion over 7 years for the project. While that might seem like peanuts, compared to Turkey's TFX or South Korea's KF-21 programs, it's enough to keep national design teams alive, learning and innovating, all while the J-35 acquisition buys them precious time to refine their domestic capabilities. There's even talk of potential collaboration with Turkey's Can fighter program, which could help reduce development costs and share resources, further boosting the project's viability. Project ASM isn't just about building an aircraft. It's about building a sustainable sovereign defense future for Pakistan, eyes in the sky and a shield on the ground. Stealth fighters, for all their advantages, absolutely hate surprises. That's why Pakistan isn't just acquiring invisible jets. It's building a comprehensive, integrated air defense network to support them. A key part of this strategy involves shopping for, and now confirming the acquisition of, advanced KJ-500 airborne early warning and control (AEW&C) platforms from China, complete with cutting-edge Chinese data links. These aren't just flying radar dishes, they are airborne command nodes. Cruising at 9,000 meters, each KJ-500 can track hundreds of targets out to an impressive 470 kilometers, providing a continuous 360-degree radar gaze across the battlefield. More importantly, they can then push those encrypted, real-time tracks to every fighter, every surface-to-air missile, SAM battery, and even every Navy frigate in the theater. This dramatically enhances Pakistan's situational awareness, battle management, and targeting capabilities, making it a true game-changer for commanding and controlling air operations. Complementing this aerial surveillance is a formidable shield. On the ground, the HQ-19 surface-to-air missile system. Think of it as China's answer to the S-400, but with some crucial distinctions. The HQ-19 boasts an engagement range estimated at over 1,000 kilometers and an intercept altitude exceeding 200 kilometers, making it capable of providing wide-area defense across vast regions. What truly sets it apart, however, is its advanced anti-ballistic missile, ABM capability, and even its anti-satellite, ASAT capability, allowing it to engage low-orbit satellites. This means the HQ-19 can intercept long-range ballistic missiles and counter high-altitude threats, protecting critical infrastructure. Together, the KJ-500 and HQ-19 create an integrated multi-domain networked air bubble, thick enough to make even a B-21 stealth bomber think twice before venturing into Pakistani airspace. Strategic arithmetic, what this does to the balance. All right, let's talk numbers, because that's where the real story often gets complicated. On paper, India still appears to own the advantage. Roughly 850 fast jets versus the PF's projected 470 after all these upgrades. But here's the critical point. Numbers can be incredibly deceiving in modern air warfare. In 2025, the Indian Air Force, for all its might, has exactly 2 operational squadrons of Rafales equipped with Meteor missiles. They have 0 operational stealth fighters, and their AMCA prototype is still largely a concept on PowerPoint. Now contrast that with Pakistan's projected force: 40 J-35 stealth fighters, plus 75 highly upgraded JF-17 Block 3s, and 85 revitalized F-16s. This isn't just about adding aircraft, it's about adding capabilities that fundamentally shift the calculus. In a potential conflict, especially during those crucial first 48 hours, this shift means the outcome becomes a coin toss instead of a guaranteed rout for India. Why? Because Pakistan's new combination of stealth, long-range missiles, and advanced AEW&C platforms allows the PAF to employ a sophisticated cherry-picking strategy. They can target and eliminate India's critical support assets, the tankers, that extend fighter endurance, the AWACS that provide battlefield awareness, and the ground-based jammers that protect their forces, without ever having to engage in a traditional knife fight with India's numerically superior Su-30s. Once those vital enablers are bleeding or forced to retreat, India's numerical edge rapidly melts away. Their jets simply cannot stay on combat station without aerial refueling, and without AWACS, their situational awareness is severely degraded. Analysts at RAND wargamed a similar scenario in the Pacific, pitting a smaller stealth-equipped force against a larger conventional one. The result was stark. The side with stealth and the ability to eliminate tanker and AWACS assets won 9 times out of 10, even when outnumbered 2-1. This isn't just a boost. It's a profound rebalancing of strategic arithmetic in South Asia. Ripple effects beyond the Himalayas. This dramatic pivot in Pakistan's air power isn't happening in a vacuum. Its ripple effects will be felt far beyond the Hindu Kush. First, let's consider New Delhi. India's immediate response will almost certainly be an accelerated push for its own fifth-generation fighter program, the AMCA. But accelerating such a complex, expensive project isn't easy. It means diverting crucial funds from other critical modernization efforts like their ambitious naval expansion or much-needed upgrades for the army. This will inevitably annoy various branches of their military and bust already stressed defense budgets, creating internal political friction. Then there are the Gulf states. Many of them, with their own complex geopolitical interests and sometimes strained relations with India due to its close ties with Israel, are watching this development very closely. If Pakistan can affordably acquire and operate cutting-edge stealth technology, it signals a viable pathway for them to do the same, potentially reshaping the balance of power across the broader Middle East. For Beijing, this is a massive win. They don't just gain a loyal strategic partner, they score a high-profile export customer who validates their aviation supply chain and demonstrates the prowess of their fifth-generation technology on the global stage. This cements China's position as a peer competitor to the United States in the arms market. And what about Russia? This development significantly diminishes Moscow's bargaining power. Delhi can no longer credibly threaten to walk away from potential Su-57 upgrades or other defense deals, knowing that Pakistan has a viable, advanced alternative readily available from China. Finally, for Islamabad itself, this combination of its existing nuclear umbrella with a newfound conventional stealth capability suddenly becomes a potent diplomatic force multiplier. It enhances Pakistan's leverage in every international forum, from the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, projecting an image of a technologically advanced, self-reliant nation capable of defending its interests, the risks nobody puts in the brochure. Now, let's be real. No military acquisition of this scale comes without its challenges, and stealth aircraft in particular are incredibly demanding. These aren't just ordinary jets. They're high-maintenance, precision instruments, and those risks are rarely highlighted in the glossy brochures. First, there's the sheer logistical headache of maintaining stealth. These aircraft demand climate-controlled hangars, specialized coatings, and dedicated RAM, radar-absorbent material, panel replacement bays. Pakistan currently has only 2 such facilities, both at PAF Base Minas. Expanding this infrastructure is a massive undertaking. Each J-35 flight hour isn't just fuel and basic checks. It consumes an estimated 18 man-hours of low-observable LO maintenance, compared to just 4 for a conventional F-16. This is a monumental increase in labor, specialized equipment, and cost. Then there's the human element, pilot conversion. Transitioning pilots from 4th-generation to 5th-generation aircraft isn't a quick course. It takes a minimum of 18 months of intensive, specialized training, including full-motion simulators and mission data reprogramming. If training started in 2025, the first operational J-35 squadron simply cannot be fully deployed before 2027. This requires a cultural shift in the Air Force, a new approach to training, and a significant investment in human capital. And let's not forget the single-point failure risk of Chinese supply. While China is a reliable partner, if Beijing sneezes, meaning if political relations sour, or if their own production lines face unexpected issues, the spare parts pipeline could quickly dry up. Islamabad is acutely aware of this and is mitigating the risk by negotiating for final assembly kits to be produced inside Pakistan. While this enhances local capabilities, it also adds to the cost and invariably comes with its own set of political strings attached, potentially increasing dependency in other areas. These are the quiet, complex challenges that will determine the true long-term success of this ambitious air power transformation. If you're finding this deep dive useful, and you appreciate getting substance over sound bites, please smash that like button. It tells the algorithm that there are still analysts out there who crave genuine insights. While you're at it, why not tap subscribe and hit that notification bell? Because next week we're going to compare the J-35 to the F-35 dollar for dollar and see whose stealth truly pays off. The money question: can Pakistan afford it? This brings us to the elephant in the room, the money. Can Pakistan, a nation with its share of economic challenges, truly afford such a monumental defense overhaul? The total projected bill for this comprehensive modernization, spanning the J-35s, JF-17 upgrades, F-16 enhancements, and new air defense systems, is estimated at $8.4 billion over 8 years. Let's put that in perspective. This translates to roughly 1.1% of Pakistan's GDP annually, placing it comfortably within the 2% NATO benchmark for defense spending. While some reports for 2025-26 show an increase to 1.97% of GDP for defense, it's still a carefully managed allocation, especially considering defense spending is the country's second largest budget item after debt servicing. Pakistan's defense budget has hovered around 1.7% to 2.8% of GDP in recent years, demonstrating a consistent, albeit constrained, commitment to military expenditure despite reliance on IMF support. So how are they planning to pay for it? It's a creative mix, what defense planners are calling the three-pillow cushion. Pillow 1. A substantial $3.8 billion comes from a Chinese soft loan, offered at a favorable 1.5% interest rate, and critically payable in yuan. This reduces exposure to volatile Western currencies and deepens economic ties with Beijing. Pillow 2. An ingenious $2.1 billion is sourced from Saudi oil credit, cleverly converted into cash via deferred payments. This leverages strategic partnerships in the Middle East. Pillow 3. The remaining funds are being raised through national development bonds, specifically marketed to the vast and often affluent overseas Pakistani diaspora. Individually, none of these funding mechanisms would be comfortable enough to shoulder the entire burden, but stacked together, they form a robust financial strategy that allows Pakistan to sleep at night, knowing its ambitious defense modernization is financially viable. This creative financing underscores Pakistan's strategic approach to balancing its economic realities with its critical security needs. Timeline. When does the explosion happen? So when does this explosion of air power truly happen? It's not a single event, but a carefully choreographed sequence of milestones that will progressively reshape the regional balance over the next few years. 2025. This year is pivotal. Pilot training for the J-35 has already begun in China, marking a critical step in operational readiness. The first KJ-500 AEW&C platforms are also expected to arrive, immediately boosting Pakistan's eyes in the sky. Simultaneously, the upgraded JF-17 Block 3 fleet will reach a significant operational strength of 50 aircraft. Choisin will see the arrival of J-35 final assembly kits at PAF. Base Minas, signaling localized production capabilities. The integration of the formidable PL-15E missiles across the fleet will be completed, and the first HQ-19 air defense batteries will stand up, likely near strategic locations like Lahore, creating formidable air defense bubbles. 2027. This year is set to be a landmark. The first locally assembled J-35 is expected to roll out, a testament to Pakistan's growing indigenous capabilities. The prototype for Project Azam, Pakistan's homegrown stealth fighter, will be unveiled, offering a glimpse into the nation's long-term vision. And the comprehensive F-16 midlife update program will largely be finished, ensuring the Viper fleet remains potent. 2028. Project Azam takes to the skies with its maiden flight. The PFX variant of the JF-17, representing the Block 4 upgrades, will also fly for the first time. Crucially, the first full J-35 squadron will achieve operational status, marking a significant leap into fifth-generation warfare. 2029. A second J-35 squadron will become operational, doubling Pakistan's stealth fighter strength. The full complement of 3 KJ-500 AEW&C platforms will be in service, and the HQ-19 network will expand to include 24 launchers, creating an even denser and more integrated air defense shield. 2030. By this point, Pakistan will field a truly fifth-generation enabled force of 200 modern fighters, backed by sophisticated integrated air defense bubbles. At this juncture, the very phrase air superiority will become genuinely negotiable in South Asia for the first time since 1971. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a strategic redefinition. Conclusion, the takeaway. So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's pretty clear. Pakistan isn't splurging on shiny new jets for parade day glamour or mere prestige. What we're witnessing is the calculated, deliberate execution of a sophisticated two-track plan. They're bringing in cutting-edge stealth technology with the J-35, while simultaneously breathing potent 4.5 generation life into their trusted existing platforms like the JF-17 and F-16. Crucially, all these assets are being networked together with advanced missiles, state-of-the-art radars, and omnipresent eyes-in-the-sky provided by the KJ-500s and HQ-19 systems. This multifaceted combination achieves several critical objectives. It significantly shrinks India's long-held technological lead, complicates its operational math in any potential conflict, and forces New Delhi to reallocate precious resources it would much rather spend on other strategic priorities, like aircraft carriers and submarines. Whether this translates into lasting air dominance for Pakistan will ultimately depend on a host of factors. The ingrained maintenance culture of the PAF, the realism of their training programs, and of course, the ever-shifting geopolitical weather vane. But one thing is already undeniably certain. The skies of South Asia are about to become a much more dangerous, complex, and contested place. Unless, of course, you happen to be flying with a crescent on your tail. What do you think? Will 40 stealth fighters be enough to offset 850 conventional ones? Or is this another high-tech mirage? Drop your calculations and insights in the comments below. And if you're curious to see how India might respond to this seismic shift, make sure to check out our upcoming video, where we'll pit the AMCA against the J-35 in a head-to-head analysis.